Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. It's been a very hot minute since I last made anything, and as a live update, there's a lot of reasons why, and it's been a lot of exhaustion and all these things. But as I'm kind of just being torn so many places, I thought I'd take a moment to just chill with you guys, give you an update of what's been going on, and do a little drawing, doodling, coloring, all that. And I figured I would do one of these quote unquote puffy puffball creatures that the kids that I have worked with would just absolutely love and would have me make all sorts of coloring sheets for. But yeah, just something simple. I miss my art supplies. I haven't had access to them since September 2025. It's a whole thing. And yeah, family, if you can call them that, has not been kind. They have been creating all sorts of drama and conflict. They have always been the type to mistreat others, to disrespect others, to invalidate, to dismiss, and all that. They got extremely hostile, aggressive, and abusive. I ended up fleeing from them, and they tried to hunt me down, quote unquote, filing a missing persons whatever, because I went no contact with them. Didn't say anything to them because they weren't safe. It got very dangerous. I felt like I wasn't going to be, in the realm of the living anymore if they knew anything. So that was a thing. They have been harassing me. They have been dragging me to court. They have been sucking my resources dry, denying me access to my belongings. Thousands of dollars of clothes, thousands of dollars of furniture, thousands of dollars of art supplies, all sorts of things. And so, yeah, it's like I have been so exhausted and burnt out and trying my best, and it's been hard. But, I'm not the only person who deals with toxic, abusive, and potentially narcissistic, whether it's family members, friends, bosses, coworkers, whoever, partners, you know. And some of I've told some people some of the stuff that my family's done, and they're just like, wow, they seem like narcissists. And I'm like, hey, I didn't say you did, because after I found out my ex was a diagnosed narcissist officially, I went down a rabbit hole of research, and I found out a lot. And I started noticing all sorts of patterns and cycles, and how I was surrounded by the same types of people. And yeah, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, it starts off with, family, and they quote unquote condition you to what's quote unquote normal, what you should expect, how people supposedly just everyone across the board acts that way. No, no. And so, yeah, it's been a lot. I, I've just been soul exhaustion, mentally, emotionally, physically exhausted. I couldn't tell you how long this has been going on, and it just kept escalating further and further this past year or so. And yeah, I was holding on by a thread for so long, and I thought I got out to a better place. No one else would, I was in a hotel for literal weeks, and yeah, no one would rent to me. It was a whole thing. Had an aunt say that she would rent a room out to me. It's kind of more of the same. The only difference is she isn't physically abusive. Literally, she will tell me things like it doesn't matter how tired I am, I need to talk with her. And she talks down a lot, she invalidates a lot. I started explaining just the tip of the iceberg of some of the stuff that they were doing to me, and how they acted, and why I was exhausted, and why I didn't feel safe. And her reaction was, you gotta love all the good and ignore all the bad. And I'm just thinking to myself, excuse me, this is how people end up dead. And she married into the family, so it's not like she's biologically related to me. Not that that makes a huge difference, but it's just like, yeah, if this was a partner, I don't know if you'd be telling me the same stuff. I think it's just because, they're the biological ties that you're like, no, you gotta take all the good, love it, and ignore all the badness. Like, listen. I'm not a hateful person. Like, literally, people have come up to me, like, don't hate them, don't hate them. I was like, I'm not a hateful person. There's a difference between not tolerating and accepting the complete BS, the unacceptable behavior, like the mistreatment, the neglect, the abuse. Like, there's a difference between having the healthy boundaries and hating someone. Because you can have healthy boundaries and, not communicate with them and not hang around them and still love them from a distance. But people have decided in my family that I'm crazy, that I'm hateful, that I'm being unreasonable, because I ended up having to get a new car and a new phone because literally they had their hooks into everything. I never saw the title to my last car, even though I paid for it. Like, never got to see my taxes because, like, literally they just hide everything, keep it in the dark. Like, I have money from my grandma, and I have no idea how to get to it. I know it's in a bank. I know it's in some sort of CD because they put it in it, but I have no idea how to get to it. So, like, so many things where basically it feels like they love putting on a performance of being quote unquote helpful, but it feels more of to keep me dependent on them so I wouldn't leave and like have to be reliant on them. I don't know, but it's a whole thing. And it's like, yeah, like with what they did, how they removed my bedroom door handle and changed the locks with zero warning, and we're trying to break doors down, and we're screaming and throwing things, and like it was really bad there. Like, yeah, you think I'm gonna trust them when they hold the title because they won't let me see it, they don't let me know where it is, that they have me under their phone plan? You think I'm gonna trust that they won't just pull the rug out from under that? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not stupid. My extended family members love to act like I'm crazy, like I'm unreasonable, like this is unhinged, but it's like, no. Like, how am I supposed to have a life and support myself if they can just take things with, drop of a hat? But yeah, so I've done a lot of reflecting. To be fair, I've always been pretty introspective, and that's because I don't want to be like them, honestly, and I want to be a kind person. I want to be an understanding person. I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, have grace, because I know what it's like when people don't do that. So it's like, that's where I try to operate from. But those types take advantage of that. So you gotta use your discernment. But since it's, a lot of people can go through stuff like this, I have been working on creating like journaling prompts and guides and stuff like that so that, people can have help, because it's a lot when you're on your own. Like, ever since September, I have been reaching out everywhere. I tried family, I tried friends, I tried churches, I tried organizations, whatever, like anywhere and everywhere I could. And most places ghosted me, not even replying to me, responding to me. And then the people that did, most of them told me, oh, we can't help you because it's not violence, abuse from a partner or spouse. And I'm like, cool, thanks. Even though you don't say any of this anywhere on your website or anything, cool, thanks. In my perspective, mistreatment, neglect, abuse, violence, whatever it is, across the board is bad. It, like, abuse is abuse, violence is violence. Like, it shouldn't matter who it's coming from. It should be unacceptable and people need help. But that's just me. Apparently, I'm the quote unquote crazy one. But yeah, so just doing a lot of reflecting, trying to get my thoughts together. Like, I even tried applying for grants and scholarships to like counseling and like business stuff, and like it's just not working yet. I don't know how it's going to come together. It has been a rough 6 months, and it's been very isolating and very alone. Like, people have just been disappearing left and right, and mind you, I would rather be alone than deal with the wrong people and be surrounded by the wrong energy and people. But this is hard. Like, everyone keeps telling me, like, the people who give me advice, they'll tell me, like, oh, just try harder, power through, change your mindset and attitude. It's like, literally, I've been trying that my whole life. And that's how I've gotten to this point of burnout, because I kept trying harder. I kept doing it alone. Literally, I got no support from my family. And, like, every time I even tried reaching out for, like, just a little bit, they would be like, oh no, this person's wonderful, they're amazing, they're so awesome, they never do anything wrong. Or, like, because these people, they think that they're quote unquote loving people with substance issues by giving them more of the substance, and the person getting super drunk and running into things and knocking things over and trashing places and peeing all over the place. Like, they think that's love. And, like, I try to point it out to them and they don't want to hear it. And these types don't. But when I would bring that up to other family members, so it's like, oh, you gotta be the adult. You gotta be the adult. Don't hate him. And it's like, I'm not hating him. Like, I'm literally separating myself to not have issues. Like, I have always been the one taking it all in, being quiet, going inward to quote unquote not rock the boat, to keep the peace, and no one ever tries to meet me even a fraction of the way. Like, it's always on me. I always have to give. So it's like, these people. So yeah, like, I know a lot of other people are dealing with similar things. Dealing with, financial issues, people being, toxic and abusive and disrespectful and dismissive and invalidating, doing the whole Darvo, deny, attack, reverse, victim and offender, like scapegoating, gaslighting, all of that. And if you're in a situation like me, where finances are really, really tight and everything's going out and, like, nothing's coming in, like, it's hard. And I know it's not always going to be like this, but it's really hard right now. And so I wanted to also offer, like, a freebie, because, counseling and, like, some of these other things, they can be pricey, even if it's like $10, $15, $20, whatever. Like, that can be a lot for people who are just like, everything is like just being sucked out of them and like no one's helping. Even if you are like asking anywhere and everywhere, like, I've gone to over 100 places and people and organizations and all that right now, and just the same answer over and over and over again. I have gotten a bit of help with some food, but like, it's a lot. But why I decided to work on these journal prompts and offer this as a freebie and then a paid option for those who can afford it, is like, many people, we are conditioned, we're taught to just roll over, to tolerate these harmful behaviors in the name of loyalty and family and love and politeness and, keeping the peace and all that. And when you end up speaking up, because you're like, you get to your breaking point, it's like, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I have tried to be the bigger person, I've tried to be the adult, I've tried to keep the peace, I've tried to be loving and kind and understanding and give grace and all these things. When you finally speak up about the mistreatment, about the abuse, about the neglect, about the violence, we often hear things like, focus on the good, love all the good, every family has problems, just try harder, you're being too sensitive, it couldn't possibly be like that, you're being crazy, over dramatic, don't hold grudges, don't be hateful. Like, you've heard it. Like, if you are in a boat like me, you've heard it. And while these pieces of advice and statement, like, if you can call it advice, like, it seems reasonable and rational on the surface, like, oh yeah, we should focus on the good, what you focus on grows, every house, like, everyone's house is on fire internally, like that whole metaphor, or, you know, trying and putting forth effort is good. And, sometimes, like, we can be sensitive. Like, I know I can be sensitive. And I know it's bad to hold grudges, but, like, on the surface, sounds solid, sounds reasonable. But the thing is, these statements, they dismiss the real harm, the horrors, the trauma that people have undergone, and it encourages people to ignore their own instincts. It encourages bystanders to keep being bystanders and do nothing because it puts it all on the victim, all on the one suffering. It's like, no, 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 no. Focus on the good. Like, don't be negative. Don't be negative. That's on you. Shift your mindset, shift your attitude. We all have problems. You know, we're all human. Like, this is what people do. And it's like, listen, wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And if people feel the upset, whether that be sadness, grief, anger, frustration, whatever it is, like, there's a reason for it. Our emotions are telling us things, and society conditioned us to ignore that. Doesn't mean we act on the emotions. Like, there's so many times where I got close to acting on the anger about all the horrors they've done to me. I'm like, the thing that stopped me is like, I don't want to be them, because if I act on this, I will be being them. I will be continuing this cycle, because that's how it happens. And so, like, I also wanted us to, like, reflect on, like, what healthy relationships look like, whether that be with friends, whether that be with family, whether that be with coworkers, bosses, partners, whoever, neighbors, whoever. Because a lot of toxic relationships are put off as normal. It's like, no, this is just how everyone is. Like, I don't think so. And even if it is normalized, that doesn't mean it should be. So, like, we need to think about how healthy relationships, actual loving relationships, include things like respect and accountability and mutual care and safety, physical safety and emotional safety. Like, your well-being matters. It's not all about them. They don't get to just pull their sob stories. Like, that happened so many times with my family. They would go on and on and on. Literally, they go on. They would skew and misconstrue things. Like, literally, they listed 3 different ways they had gotten a hold of me: through email, through mail, through leaving things with a family member for me. And then they go on about how, since I blocked them, there's no way for them to communicate with me. I'm like, I'm just over here like, are you serious right now? You contradict yourself and you act like you're being reasonable. And everyone around them didn't pick up on it at all. I'm just like, how do none of you see this? They literally just contradict themselves. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is why I need to get away from all of you. And I just want to go off in the woods by myself and see none of you ever again. And that's not out of hate. That's just, like, my peace of mind and well-being. Like, y'all ain't it. Like, But when respect and accountability and safety and care and support and all that are missing, like, our reflections are important. Because if we don't look at things, if we don't have awareness, we can't improve situations. We can't, because we don't know what the areas of weakness, of conflict, of challenge, areas where there needs to be improvement and solutions to problems, like, we don't know where they are. And so if we don't go inward and reflect and have that awareness, we're never going to be able to fix things. We're never going to be able to change things. Like, I remember growing up being so unhappy, and not like I was unhappy all the time, because I fled with my best friend a lot. That was great over there. The unhappiness came from my family and a lot of people I surrounded with in schools, but that's another thing. So, like, I knew I was unhappy. Like, I would cry myself to sleep. I would hide in places like the ball bin and the closet. Like, I knew it was bad. And I knew, like, certain things weren't right, but it's like, it was hard to put my finger on what exactly things were. And I would reflect a lot. But part of the issue with the fact of me being surrounded by so many types of these people is that I started thinking I was the problem because I was the common denominator. So many family members, so many peers, so many teachers, so many coworkers, so many bosses, my ex-partners, like, they all treated me the same type of way. And, like, even some of my friends who I thought were friends, who turned out to not be friends, they would treat me that way too. And so, in one sense, like, part of the problem is that I didn't have strong, healthy boundaries. But that also came because I was never taught that, because my family doesn't want me to have that, because then that will make them do things otherwise. They won't have things the way they want. And the reason they always would single me out is that I noticed things. I would point things out. I would, like how certain things aren't loving, aren't caring, and like how they shouldn't be. That is a threat to them and their ego, that the ego doesn't want the ego death, because it pops their comfortable bubble of denial and delusion. Because literally these people, they would quote unquote hug and love on the cat, and she would scream, she would hiss, she would growl, she would claw and bite and fight her way to freedom. And they'd laugh and say that she loved it, that she needed it, that she wanted it. And so it's like, yeah. Also on the note of the cat, courts decided that she is property and belongs to certain family members. It's messed up. They're abusing her, all these things. So yeah, like, that's the whole thing. I'm not happy about it. Don't know what else to do because nobody wants to listen to me. Nobody is noticing the contradictions and like all these things. Like, they don't care about well-being of things. They just care about how things look on the surface, unlike on paper. And that's why things like journaling is important, because society, its systems, flawed people, they can fail us a lot. I've been failed time and time and time and time and time again. And it's really, really sad, because I will show up for other people, but they don't show up for me. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I still have a general love for humanity, but I don't want to be around people right now. And it's sad. But you know. But like, that's the thing, like, we can heal. And that's one of the reasons why I love Fruits Baskets. Little side tangent, but it's like, it shows how hurt people, but it also shows how even though other people can hurt you, other people can also heal you, and you can choose to do better, and like, you can find happiness, you can find joy, you can find love and support. Like, just because it's dark doesn't mean it's always going to stay that way. Just because you are in a painful spot, that doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way, and you're always going to feel like you're suffocating, and like the trauma, it's got its hooks in you and you'll never let go. Like, healing can happen. And like, that's a big thing, is that healing never comes from pretending pain and trauma and abuse and neglect and mistreatment and all that doesn't exist. Like, that's not where it comes from. Real healing begins when we allow ourselves to see it clearly. When we listen to our instincts, to our inner voice, to our intuition, and we honor our need for safety, respect, and peace. Like, we honor our needs. We honor who we are. We don't always, go quiet, play small, just shrink into ourselves and let everyone else be happy. Like, that doesn't work. And one thing is, like, we don't need to blame other people or stay stuck in the past. Like, yes, acknowledge the truth. A spade is a spade. Like, poo is poo. It stings. Like, if people did you dirty, they did you dirty. Don't pretend it didn't happen. Doesn't mean you stay stuck in there. You acknowledge it. You don't go being bitter and like hateful, because hating is just basically you drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But like, you have to acknowledge what happened. You don't just sweep it under the rug. That's what my family always does. Sweep things under the rug, lock it away in the closet, bury it, throw away the key, all that. Like, But that's how problems just continue to fester and grow and just explode. And that's how things have gotten to this point, because nobody in my family apparently wants to deal with anything. And they just want to be like, oh no, blind loyalty, because we're blood, like we love each other, you can do whatever, it's fine. No. No. But yeah, so like journaling and healing and counseling, like all these different things, like it's important that we reconnect with our own inner clarity, our own well-being, our own peace, because you can make decisions that protect your well-being. You can make decisions that honor yourself, honor your needs, and put you first. Like, literally, my family does not like this because the aunt I'm renting from seems to think when she says jump, I need to jump. Like, one time, she texted me. She had something she needed to talk to me about. I'm like, well, what do you need to talk about? Because I'm like, I'm not playing these games. She didn't answer and said that I need to come over right then. And I was like, well, I haven't eaten since noon. It's almost 10 p.m., which is when it's in their imposed quiet time. Mind you, they don't even follow their quiet time rules, which is stupid. I'm expected to follow it, but not them. Whatever. But so it's just like, no, I'm gonna eat. And then 10:30 rolls around, and it's like, I think it was like 10:40. She ends up texting me, even though she said I can't text her after 10 p.m. quiet time because she needs sleep and whatever. She's all mad at me because I quote unquote prevented her from sleeping because she's been waiting for me to come over and to chat with her. And it's like, I never said I was going to talk to you. I never said that. I told you I was going to eat. And it's just so mind-boggling because these people, they love to act like they're so reasonable and loving and supportive, because she's been telling me like, oh, you need to advocate for yourself and you gotta be self-reliant, and like, she basically wants me to be an island, to do everything myself, to be independent, take care of it all myself. Yet when I end up advocating for myself and being independent and self-efficient and taking care of myself and prioritizing my needs, then I'm a problem, and I'm not, jumping when she says jumps, and I was supposed to come over to talk to her because she, quote unquote, needed to talk to me. And like, she still hasn't told me what that's about, and that's been a couple months ago. And like, I asked her, and I was like, I'm not repeating myself. Like, if it's that important to you, you would talk to me about it. Like, you would actually say what it is you want to talk to me about. But no, and then she's like, it doesn't matter if you were tired or not, like, this needs to happen. And it's just like, why are my needs insignificant but yours matter? Like, what? Like, these are the people that are out here in the world that we're all dealing with, and it's like, I get you guys, I get you. This is why I created like resources like these journal prompts, because holy moly, they make you out like you're unreasonable, like you're crazy, like you're unstable, like literally these are the people that keep finding me. Even people who are supposedly my friends, like that toxic group from a couple years ago. Oh my goodness, like they started talking behind my back, saying how I was crazy, spreading rumors and gossiping and all that. I stopped talking to them, and they started trying to find ways to reach me and going to other people like, is she okay? Like, I haven't heard from her. And it's like, yeah, you haven't heard from me because I'm done with this. Like, I have tried. I have come to you. I've tried to have peace talks. I've tried to come meet in the middle, and you just keep blaming me and saying I decided you're monsters and all these things. And it's like, okay, project much? Because that, like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm talking to all these other people. I'm like, did I come over? And they're like, no. And so I'm like, these people, man, we deserve relationships that do not require us to be silenced in order to survive them, in order to be a quote unquote a good friend, good daughter, good spouse, whatever. Like, we deserve better. We deserve better, guys. And it's time that as a society we heal, because good grief, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this anymore. And there's so much I could say, so much more I could get into with a life update, but that's just kind of it all, like a little summary, even though this went longer than I thought. But yeah, It's a lot. People are being super unkind, super uncool, super manipulative, coercive, invalidating, dismissive. Like, and one last thing before one of them decided to send me a quote unquote apology note. And they thought that just saying that they sometimes lose their temper and would yell and would throw things, like that was everything. And that's why it's like, and they're quote unquote going, I will fight for this. And it's like, where were you all these other years of my life? You didn't fight for nothing. Like, and it's like, it feels a whole lot of lip service, empty words, and all pretty nothings. Like, you say this, but apologies, they're an okay start, but like, that doesn't fix things. Because in order for it to be a genuine apology, there needs to be action backed up. There needs to be changed behavior. They have not changed their behavior, and they think that just like, we're gonna sweep this on the rug now because they sent a note. Send a note, guys, and they're sorry. And it's like, I feel more like you're sorry that you got called out and I'm not interacting with you, because these types of people, when you disappear, when you go silent, they feel your absence and they hate it, because we're the types of people that bring good energy to the world. We bring love, we bring warmth, we bring support, we listen, we're empathetic, we fill up other people's cups. But these types of people don't reciprocate. They get mad if you try to get anything out of them. It's like, no, that's not how this works. They're like, that's parasitic, mind you, but whatever. And so, yeah, that's when they start going on about how they're sorry. Because that happened with my narcissistic ex. He started going on about how he was sorry, but then still blowing up on me and making public online scenes, because I ended up blocking him, because I was like, listen, I still need space, I still need time, because what he did, it was horrible. And yeah, it's like, these people, they can't stand it. They will try to worm their way into their good graces. They'll give you just enough of the carrot, so you'll come, they can, hoover you back in. And then they'll pull the same garbage again. Like, this is how these people are. And this is why we need stuff like reflection and journaling, so we can like see it for ourselves. We're like, oh, connecting these dots. Because after I started reflecting, after the horrible mess it was with my narcissistic ex, when that clicked that he was a narcissist officially and like was diagnosed, and I did the research, and whole lot of other things started making sense, and I was seeing the patterns. And this is why stuff like this is good. Also can, be done with like therapy and counseling, but not everyone has the means to do that. I get it, which is why I have these resources. But yeah, it's been a lot, guys. I'm doing my best, and there are harder days and the hardest days and somewhat better days, but like, I'm trying my best. I do look for the light. As Uncle Ira says, if you look for the light, you can often find it. If you look for the dark, that's all you ever see. But it is very dark and stormy right now in my life, guys. And if you're there too, like, I'm sending you lots of love and best wishes, because holy moly, guys, I'm getting battered and beat by this dark, turbulent storm. Holy moly. But I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.